Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the event safety briefing for the Raffertys Coastal Run this coming weekend. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally being able to bring you this terrific event hosted from the beautiful Lake Macquarie region and from Raffertys Resort in particular. Before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional custodians upon whose land we will be meeting and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. The first thing I want to get talking about today in the safety briefing video is, unsurprisingly, safety. Most importantly for this event, there are on all courses, there are spots where you will either be running alongside or crossing roads. Whenever doing so, please stick to the left and follow the direction of any volunteer marshals or traffic controllers that are out on the course. They will be out there stopping you, stopping the runners. They won't be stopping traffic. Okay, so keep an eye out for any traffic. Give way. The couple of seconds you spend waiting for a car to pass is a lot better than the alternative. Okay, so a reminder, no roads are closed. Make sure you give way to all traffic. This is a trail running event. That means that the course is just about entirely consisted of trails, fire trails, things like that, all of which contain numerous hazards which could trip you up. So be careful with your footing, watch where you're going, especially on steep downhill sections where you might be tempted to run a bit faster, but that increases the risk of tripping and falling. Consider your own ability to run on the trails that you are. Run to your ability, stay upright, and you'll have a lot better time than if you go too fast and end up on the deck. Okay, if you do come across an injured runner on course, please stop and provide any assistance that you can. Okay, might be best that you stay with them, provide assistance, send the next runner along to the next marshal point or aid station where they'll be able to radio in so we can get first aid out to you or determine the appropriate response. Okay, so time credits are available if you do stop to help an injured runner. Now this event is being held in early February. That means that conditions could be quite warm. You're looking at temperatures up into the high 20s on Saturday. That means you need to make sure you are carrying sufficient fluids on course. There will be plenty of water at the aid stations, but that doesn't mean you'll be able to go without water because there is quite a distance between those aid stations. So make sure you start with a good amount of water. I know it can be tempting to avoid carrying too much water to reduce the weight. I would recommend taking more than you think you are going to need. If you need additional capacity to carry water, there will be collapsible cups and soft flasks available for sale at registration. So make sure you carry plenty of water. Another thing I want to talk to you about quickly is respect. We want to show respect to each other, to our fellow runners, but also respect to other users and the local community whose local trails we are running. All right. So if you are running along a narrow track and obviously runners behind you want to go a bit faster and want to come past, stop, let them pass. If there are other users out on the trails, they have as much right to be there as you do. Give them space, give them a wave, say hi. They're out there enjoying a beautiful location and they have as much right to be there as you do. This course also travels quite close behind and alongside people's private properties, especially right near the start in Raffertys Resort itself and in the little neighbouring suburb of Murray's Beach. All right, they very graciously allow us to pass through and pass close by to their properties. So, especially early in the morning, they might be wanting to sleep in. Let's try to keep the noise down when passing through Murray's Beach. Allow them to have their sleep in. We'll enjoy their beautiful, tranquil village, and we can all come back next time ready to go. The start procedure. So this is going to be a trickle start event. It will not be a mass start. We'll be starting two runners, so pairs of runners, every 5 seconds. This just allows us to spread the field before the track narrows and help prevent any bottlenecks. This does mean that especially for the 22 and the 12 kilometre courses, not so much for the 36, but there will be a bit of a wait to start. If you are a slower runner, please wait towards the back, let the other faster runners go. It's going to be better for your run in the long term than stopping and let them pass when they want to get past later on. We will be putting up some time target signs around the start area to sort of give you an idea of where to line up depending on your goal time. The course has been very heavily marked. It's been a few years since we've been out on this course, so some of the trails are a bit more overgrown than what they normally would be, but the course has been very heavily marked with pink tape, red on right arrows and wrong way signs. So make sure you're following the pink tape, follow any arrows that you see, don't run past any wrong way signs. If you see a wrong way sign, that's obviously not the track you should be taking. Please make sure that you follow the right track. At any split points, there will be signage indicating which direction to go depending on your distance that you're running. So keep an eye out for those signs at those split points. They are generally located, well, not generally, they are located at either an aid station or where there's a marshal where they'll be helping direct you as well. Now, the weather has been unkind to this event in the past, and that sort of continues, but mainly only for the 36 kilometre runners. The tide is going to be nice and high on Saturday morning when you will be hitting the sand of Catherine Hill Beach. So that means it will be a bit of a slog in the sand heading south before you head back north. That tide and the prevailing swell and wind on Saturday will also mean we're going to have to do a bit of a course change just for the 36 kilometre course. Once you get past the pier at Catherine Hill Bay, the beach really narrows, and when it is a high tide like it is predicted, like it will be on Saturday with the associated swell, that will mean the water could be coming all the way to the back of the beach, and you would be running through possibly calf deep water with some wash coming in over the top of that. To avoid that, we're going to do a slight reroute of the 36 kilometre course only to take you around the back of the beach through the little village of Catherine Hill Bay. That'll all be marked, marshalled, there'll be extra traffic controllers and out there, because you will be just along the edge of a road for the 500 metres or so to get round that point. Won't change the overall distance of the event. It'll just avoid you having to go for a bit of a wade to stay on the normal course. So that's just for the 36 kilometre runners. Nothing's changed for the rest of you. Travelling to and from the event, if you can, please carpool with your fellow runners. Just means less cars coming to the event, less parking spaces being taken up. There is good amount of parking in Raffertys Resort itself, and then on the road into Raffertys Resort, the road along Raffertys Road, and then at Wrightson Park, which is at Cairns Wharf Boat Ramp. It's about a 500 metre walk from there to the event centre. There'll be traffic controllers in place. They'll be directing you where to park. Please just don't park randomly. Follow the direction of those traffic controllers so we can help make sure that we fill all the available space to keep you as close to the event centre as possible. But some of you will have a bit of a walk to the start finish. There will be a bag drop service available, so if you are one of those runners, we'll be able to tag your bag and leave it and look after it until you finish your run. Race bibs, all your race bibs will be available for collection on Friday night from 5:30 to 7:30 at registration at Raffertys Resort, and also then again on Saturday morning. So no race bibs have been posted. If you have got a race bib from a previous postponed edition of Raffertys Coastal Run, you will be given another new race bib, so please don't even bring that race bib along. If you do run with it, your time will not actually show up, so make sure you come and collect your race bib. Attached to the body of this email that this video was attached to will be the runner list, which will tell you what your runner number is. Okay, so have a look at that. Just come along, let us know what race number you are, and we'll give you your race bib. When you do finish the event, we recommend sticking around at Raffertys Resort. It's a beautiful location. Cheer your fellow runners across the finish line. The crew from Raffertys Resort will be serving up coffees and cooking up a storm as well on the barbecue. So support them. They help support us and help us put on this terrific event. So help them by grabbing some lunch and grabbing a drink from them at the conclusion of the event. So thank you for this event. If I could make a quick shout out to all of the volunteers that will be out on course. There will also be sweepers out behind the last runners, and there'll be pre-runners as well out in front of the first runners, rechecking the course after it's been marked. But also the residents of Murray's Beach, Caves Beach and Catherine Hill Bay. Really looking forward to seeing you on Saturday morning and getting you out on the trails for a great day out. Thank you.